not going to teach you this at this college, man. They're going to continue to teach you that you're African American, you're less than them, so you can stay at the bottom. But it's high time for us to wake up. Let's see how God feels about you. Read.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
Read.
But ye are a chosen generation.
God say the blacks, Hispanics are a chosen generation. Read.
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood, that means you're royalty. Read.
A holy nation.
Holy means you're separate from everybody else. Read.
A peculiar people.
You're a special people.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Keeping the commandments is how you show forth his praise. Now let's see what the knowledge is according to the Bible, because we must have knowledge in these last days.
Right.
We can't keep running around like, hey, we waiting on the so-called white man to teach us something. We waiting on the Chinese man to teach us how to live. Right. We need to depend on each other. And God left us instructions how to act with each other and how to depend on them. Read.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
The priest's lips should keep knowledge. Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
We must keep God's laws. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Brother, I'm going to give you a law right now. Give me Leviticus 21:5. Because this is the only way that we're going to get the kingdom of heaven. We're not just going to walk into the gates because, hey, we got it like that. Because, hey, we believe. You got to have action with believing. You got to have works. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5.
Read.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
The children of Israel, if you on this side, my brother, you cannot shave your head. Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
You can't put a razor to your beard and shave off the corners of your beard. It is a manly badge. Read.
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Nor make any cuttings in your flesh, tattoos. Hey, brother, we're teaching true nationality. Sister, we're teaching you true nationality. Come learn who you are according to the Bible.
Hey, this brother got a good question.
What's your question, brother?
What's your question again?
You told me God don't love everybody. He doesn't love.
Oh,
Let's see,
yeah, that's
Romans 9:13. Because that's Christianity. You know where you learned that from, brother? You learned that from this image. When they put this image up, God loves everybody. But is that according to the Bible? Let's see. Read, brother.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13.
Read.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Whoa, whoa. I thought God loved everybody. Read it again, it didn't sink in.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob is the father of these 12 tribes. The so-called blacks and Hispanics. Read.
But Esau have I hated.
But Esau have he hated. God hates somebody. Now let's see who he loves again. Give me Deuteronomy 7:8. Because, hey, that's Christianity at 101. God loves everybody. Everybody can be saved. God has a chosen people. Let's see who they are. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 8. But because the Lord loved you.
God loved you. God loved you, brother. Read.
And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, had the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, and from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Because God loved the Israelites. The Israelites was the people that they redeemed from the hand of Pharaoh. Understand that, brother. You understand that?
Who did he hate?
Who did he hate? Go back.
Who was Esau?
Who was Esau?
All right, so first and foremost, the first thing we got to understand is who we are, right? What's your nationality?
I don't know. He just
Right, you don't know, right?
I don't know.
What did you? Let's see if you learned it. Judah, right? Give me Isaiah 1 and 3. All right, so first and foremost, before we can go into Esau, we got to know who we are, right? It's kind of like when you're solving equations, right? You gotta solve for X, but you gotta have those variables first.
Right.
All right, so before we can solve for X, which is Esau, we gotta know who we are, right? Isaiah 1 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The who?
The ox knoweth his owner.
Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
So, ox, it says it knoweth what?
his owner.
So an ox knows who he is. He knows who his father is. He knows his lineage. You agree? That's what he said, right? Read.
And the ass his master's
And
crib.
the ass. What is the ass, brother?
A donkey.
A donkey, right? A donkey, right? The ass what?
Knows his master's crib.
He knows his master's crib. He knows his homeland as well. He knows where to go. He knows where he can call home and he can be fed. He can be taken care of. Read.
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel
But Israel, read.
does not know.
The Israelites, we don't know what to lay claim to. Some of us say we're African. Some of us say we're African American. Some
Right.
of us say I'm a Nubian. Some of us say I'm the original black man. All these different titles, but we don't know our true nationality. We don't know our true culture. You understand that? Read.
My people does not consider.
But the one group of people that we have never said that we are is who? The Israelites. Sis, you take classes here on campus? Does any of your professors teach you that you are an Israelite from the tribe of Judah? No, right? But they teach you you're Nubian, they teach you you're black, they teach you you're African American, they teach you you're Egyptian. I've heard all this, I heard they come from aliens, all this different nonsense y'all get taught here at this campus. But why are they not teaching you your true nationality of the Bible?
Right.
I'm gonna show you why. Jeremiah 17:4. It's written that we were going to be disconnected from our heritage.
Right.
What does it mean if you're disconnected from something? Or discontinued from something?
Not a part of it anymore.
Okay, you're not a part of it. What do you say? Discontinue. What does that mean? Huh?
Not connected.
Not connected. Discontinue. What would you say that means?
No longer.
Okay, good. Pretty good answer. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And thou, even thyself,
And thou, meaning you and myself, read Jeremiah saying this,
shall discontinue.
shall what?
Discontinue.
We said it means stop, no longer connected to, all right, cut off, shall discontinue from what?
From thine heritage.
From what?
From thine heritage.
So the Bible said that we were going to stop our heritage. That is why we don't know who we are. That's why it says, but Israel doth not know. Because we have been discontinued from our heritage. Y'all understand that? You understand that? But who is this talking about? Read it again from the top.
And thou, even thyself,
Read.
shall discontinue from thine heritage
Read.
that I gave thee.
Now, this is a key part. What is the heritage that God gave us? Who knows? You don't know? What is the heritage God gave us? You don't know? What is the heritage God gave us? None of you know, right? Which is proving what? That you identify and can relate to this Bible.
Right.
This Bible is written for you all. Because the white man knows what his heritage is. The Chinese man knows what his heritage is. The real Africans know what their heritage is. But it's just us over here in America and scattered throughout the islands and out and throughout Africa where we're scattered. We don't know who we are. So let's get the heritage. Give me Sirach 17 and verse 11. I'm going to give you the wisdom and knowledge that this university can never teach you. They are not teaching you what your true heritage is. Because we lay claim to HBCU, a historically black college or university, right? But what is black? Black is just a color in a crayon box.
Right.
So what is so historically beautiful about that? Read that.
Sirach chapter 17 verse 11.
Read.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge.
He gave them what?
He gave them knowledge.
God gave our forefathers and foremothers knowledge. Read.
And the law of life.
And the what?
And the law of life.
And the law of life. Read.
For inheritance.
For what?
For inheritance.
God gave us the laws of this Bible for a heritage. And guess what? Your laws are still being kept here in America under a different name. Who can tell me what are the 4 different branches of government here in America? Who knows some of them? You got executive, judicial, legislative. I don't know it either. But there was one key part. We said it was the what? The judicial.
That's right.
Judicial. Where do you think that comes from? Judah or the Jews. That was the laws that we kept. What do you think? Where do you think they come up with the idea that you can't kill, that you can't steal, that you can't rape? Where did they get that from? They got that from the Bible.
That's right.
But guess where it originated at? It originated in you. Give me Psalm 78 and verse 5. I'm going to show you that God gave us those laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
God told us that we are above all people, right? And God said that we had to keep these laws for our benefit. Psalm 78 and 5.
Psalms chapter 78, verse 5.
Read that.
For he established a testimony he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law
And appointed what?
and appointed a law in
He
Israel
appointed a law in everybody.
which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children.
So God gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
God gave you, and everybody up here his laws. Did he give his laws to everybody? Did he give his laws to everybody? You say yes? Sis, did he give his laws to everybody? You say yes? Did he give his laws to everybody? Psalm 147. Even though it just read that he appointed it in Judah, in Jerusalem, amongst Israel. Read that.
Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word
He showeth what?
He showeth his word unto Jacob, unto Jacob, unto Jacob, unto Jacob.
Jacob. Who did he show his word to? Who did he show his word to? Jacob. Read.
His statutes.
His statutes. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not rape. Read.
In his judgments.
And his judgment for breaking his laws. Read.
Unto Israel.
Unto who?
Unto Israel.
That's
Read.
right.
He had not dealt so.
He have what?
He had not dealt so.
If you don't deal with somebody's sis, if you say, I don't deal with that sister over there, what does that mean? You don't have nothing to do with her, right? You don't talk to her, you don't play with her, you don't give her no money, y'all don't go to the club together. I don't deal with her. God says he has not dealt so what?
He had not dealt so
Read.
with any nation.
With what?
With any nation.
So if God says he don't deal with any other nation, what is he telling you? He don't have nothing to do with these other nations.
That's right.
God only cares about us.
Right.
We are the apple of God's eye.
Right.
We are the only reason this earth was created. Give me 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54.
Bring it out.
All right. Sis, make sure you come back when you come out now. All right. We got to go over some laws with you. Now, brothers, he asked about who Esau was. We're going to get it right after the scripture. I just want you to understand, before I explain to you who he is, that he has no significance, right?
That's right.
Because does God deal with them? No. Read that. 2 Ezra 6 and 54. All right, because God says that we are above all people. So what does that mean about everybody else? Where are they at on the totem pole? They below us. There you go. Read that.
2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creation,
Adam was made Lord over all the creatures. The Most High gave him that power and that authority. He ruled the world. He was the king of the jungle. Read.
Of him come we all.
Everybody comes of Adam. Read.
And the people also.
So everybody comes of Adam. Read. And what?
And the people also.
And the people also. Read.
Whom thou hast chosen.
Uh-oh. If everybody comes from Adam, that would mean everybody's the same, right? But why is he making a difference right here? He said, and the people also whom what?
Whom thou hast chosen.
That's letting us know that, guess what? God is making a what? Separation, a difference. There's something different about you. He says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee. O Lord.
He's speaking these words before the Most High God. He's saying, God, you know the people also who you chose came out of Adam, right? Read.
Because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Thou did what?
Because thou madest the world for our sakes.
God set up this whole world for us.
That's right.
Read.
As for the other people.
As for the what?
As for the other people.
Now he's saying, as for those other people, outside of the chosen people that came from Adam, read.
Which also come of Adam.
They also come of Adam, read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
No, read that again. It says, and what?
Thou hast.
And thou hast said. This is what God said. Read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
Read.
But like unto spittle.
But like unto what?
But like unto spittle.
What is spittle? Huh? What is spittle? What will be short if you take off the L-E? Spit. They like unto spit.
That's right.
Read.
And hath likened the abundance of them.
The abundance of them. The white man, the Chinese man, the African man, the Arab man, the Ukrainian man, the German man. Read.
And hath likened the abundance of them.
And likened the abundance of all of them. Read.
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Unto what?
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
A drop that falleth from a vessel. I give you an example. If you got a vessel of water, a jug of water, right? And one drop falls out. Are you gonna panic? Is that gonna bother you at all? So that's not gonna work your nerves. That's how God feels about these other nations. Read.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen,
read,
which have ever been reputed as nothing.
They have always been what?
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
Reputed means reputation. Their reputation is that they are nothing.
How they got like that?
Read. Keep reading.
Have begun to be lords over us.
How did they become to be lords over? Is that what you're asking? Or are you asking how are they nothing? Which one?
How did they become like nothing? What?
How did it? Because that's how God set it up.
So
They were set up to be your servant.
That's right.
Your slave.
Right.
Jump. Because who did God choose? Keep that in mind, brother. Who did God choose? He chose the Israelites, which are us. The other nations were set up to be our servants, right?
Right.
Because any king, right, is he going to do all the work in his kingdom? No, somebody else is, right? So God chose us. Now, the question is, why are we not still in that status today, right? That's the question you should be asking, correct? Because if I'm reading this Bible correctly, it's telling me that I'm above all people, that I'm the greatest person on the face of the earth. But why is it that I'm filling out jobs for a 9 to 5, that I'm trying to get a college education so I can get a job to work for the white man that's supposed to be below me, right? Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it up.
Why are we at the bottom of society today? Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you exactly why you're here at this school trying to get a job, trying to learn so you can get a job. Because we say we want to, I never get the answer of, I'm going to college to find who I am, to make myself better so I can make the world a better place. No, it's always, well, I'm trying to get this degree so I can get this job. Huh?
I hear people say that.
Right. You hear people say that? I don't. And I'm out here every week. I ask people all the time. I never heard that answer. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
So if we don't observe and do all his commandments, read.
And his statutes.
Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Give me 43. The head, not the tail. So, why are we at the bottom of society, brother? Perfect answer. Perfect answer. When the Israelites went into the midst of sin, the Most High cast us into captivity. There's been 7 of them, 7 major captivities, right? We were taken by the Assyrians. We were taken by the Babylonians. We were taken by the Persians and Medes. We were taken by the Grecians. We were taken by the Romans. Now here in America, this is our last captivity.
That's right.
Because now we're coming back to God's laws.
Right.
And we are keeping God's laws.
Right.
Read that.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So now those strangers, those heathen that we read about in 2nd Ezra, that have been reputed as nothing, read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
They shall go up very high, and we shall come down very low. Read.
And he shall lend to thee.
And he shall lend to thee. You got to go to Sally Mae, right? Read.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
And we are not lending to them.
Right.
When do they come to us for money? They don't. When do they come to us to build and help their neighborhoods? They don't. That doesn't happen. When do they write grants to us so we can supply proper health care for them? That doesn't happen because we have fallen into sin. Y'all understand that?
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.